I'm Nathan Piercy. I'm the director of this piece of work that we call Excusez Mwa. And I just want to give you a little bit of background and walk you through the whole story of what we were doing. From the script, we went into storyboarding and figuring out what we were going to do with it, how we were going to tell it, what the characters were going to look like. Derek Gear started making sketches of costumes and that kind of thing. Sarah Tuck started working on locations. Her and Carl Swenson went out and started checking out a couple different locations and tracking those down. We actually we shot at Knapp Castle in the Knapp ruins. It's actually a location that they used for Theb Roken I. I don't know if some of you remember that. 2001. Theb Roken was shot at Knapp Castle and Cold Springs Tavern. So we used both those locations again. So the tavern that you saw is right there outside of San Luis Obispo, and those ruins up at the top of the hill overlooking that beautiful fake-looking view was at the Knapp ruins. And we shot multiple scenes there. The whole training sequence and Charles knocking him off the top of the wall, that was the castle. The sunrise, sunset scene when Remy first comes out of the prison was shot there, and it looked so fake, so beautiful. We were originally talking about faking a little sunrise, maybe doing a comp shot in there, and when we started looking at it, it looked more fake than real, even as we shot it. So that is what it is. We had a prison location that we had found, and it got flooded in this winter's huge rainstorms, and so we weren't able to use that location, and we made a last-minute decision while we were there at Knapp ruins to actually build a prison there in the ruins. And so Kip and Carly just started planning it all out.
So this is the prison scene. Hopefully.
Hopefully, it's happening.
We just started planning it all out and figured out a way to take PVC pipe and wood and paint it and cut it and make it fit those existing ruins, and so it looked like a prison.
I was kind of thinking we'd have another set that would go up the outside frame. So
we're building a jail.
Building a prison. Here we are. There's Carly and Carl over there crafting it, and we've taken over the garage, building a little prison. It's gonna be fun.
Well, we're building the prison. That's pretty awesome. We'll see if our measurements are correct.
We got in there with a generator that we borrowed from the hills. Made that thing look like you see it. Looks like a prison. Turned out incredible. But that was a long day because of the last-minute decision throwing that in there. We were up late filming until 2 a.m. Everybody was feeling it. In between takes, we were all huddled around the fire. Everybody was getting a little bit crazy.
Don't sing the rules.
We good? Time to break the party up. Let's go. It's cold.
Everybody was having trouble thinking.
We're gonna start with the scene where
the minstrel
the very end is there, the kind of the very end.
Probably
yeah.
the most difficult night of filming that we had. Freezing cold, but our actors did an amazing job delivering their lines and staying focused.
Hello, friend.
Yeah, it was fantastic. While we were in Santa Barbara, we were staying with the Hill family. They put us up on couches and beds and the floor, just kind of all over, and we kind of used that as a home base while we were in Santa Barbara. Their little kids realized that they had the celebrity Rich Baker in their house, staying in their house. Their daughter, Taya, realized that she had an opportunity that she had to take advantage of.
We're about to prank Rich Baker with putting this next to him. Wait, that's backwards.
She got up early that morning, and she had her little flip camera that she pulled out that her parents let her run around with, and she snuck in there with her teddy bear to where Rich Baker was sleeping on the couch, and she did a 5 a.m. wake up with Rich Baker.
This is very funny. If you don't know, this man, his name is Rich Baker. Sleeping with 2 stuffed animals.
Another location that we shot at was a Renaissance fair in Corona. and we needed to find a location that looked like Paris, or at least looked in a really funny way like Paris.
Paris! Paris!
Well, hello everybody, Rich Baker here on the road checking out some different film locations for this summer's video. It's gonna be awesome. In fact, we just confirmed right now a sweet location. A guy named Tom hooked us up. It's gonna be sweet, and it's down south somewhere, so
and it's called Crossroads Group, and it's in Corona, and it's a permanent Renaissance fair structure where they have this little European village that's set up with, I don't know, like 40 different buildings throughout it, and they've got a huge like jousting ring, and they've got all these actual buildings and streets that are up year round. They don't do the tent thing. About a month before we got there to shoot at the Renaissance Fair in Corona, we found out that the TV show House had been shooting there. All the buildings that you see in the background of our shots that look like European houses, those were decorated by House, by the TV show. I don't know how many thousands of dollars they spent doing that, but we were fortunate to come in right after that and use those same locations.
Hello people watching the behind the scenes footage. We are here in Kronenberg, Corona, setting up a marketplace for our main marketplace scenes. We've got Kip here as the mastermind behind all of these booths. Just work in progress right now, having fun.
She's making a real ladder that looks like it was made in the 16th century France, but really it was made in Cronenberg 2010.
I've always wanted to make a movie here at Hume that has a Bollywood dance scene in it. I don't know why, I've just always thought it's hilarious. So he got on YouTube and started watching a bunch of clips from Bollywood films and thought it was hilarious, and so they got together and started choreographing the dance for that.
Did that work? So if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was pretty crazy. They were right there in the living room, behind the couch, playing stuff off of YouTube and then dancing, trying to put together moves to this little bit of song that Carl had made. And I think it's a great just visual expression of that moment when Remy finally gets it, and just that joy of understanding what it means to serve the king should make you feel like dancing. Many of you that have been up here the last couple summers, you know Megan Fate. What you probably don't know is that Megan Fate's dad is an amazing actor. He teaches acting down in Long Beach and throughout LA. And we, through Megan, got hooked up with him to be able to have him in our film. And it was amazing being able to use such a good actor and to bring him into the mix.
What can you tell me about the scene you're about to do?
I'm trying to build up his enthusiasm. He's pretty down at this particular time, so I'm just listening. I'm trying to figure out the best way to approach it, and I'm trying to make him feel comfortable.
Just some of his lines and his delivery and his presence bring just a real good weight and a hilarity to the story that I absolutely love.
Help the hopeless, wear the collars.
There's very few real mustaches in this movie. Kip Strawbridge's, I believe, is actually the only real mustache in the whole film. Kip Strawbridge played Beaumont, our evil villain. Fred Fate's mustache, even though it looked real, it wasn't real. Yeah, some people might think that was the other real mustache in the film, but that wasn't it. All you aspiring mustache growers, you can just buy them and glue them on. They glue on pretty easy. They don't do well over previously grown facial hair though. They kind of get stuck in there, and then you got to tear it off, and like the little spirit gum sticky stuff doesn't always stick that long, and especially when it's hot or when it's raining or when you're sweating. We had mustaches falling off left and right. We had been searching around